Alright, we got the Maxfind MiniP, and it looks like it got a little beat up in shipping, but I'm hoping that everything inside the box is okay. I am certain we got rain coming, so I'm going to speed along and put this thing together as fast as I can. Now, I've seen little folding bikes like this before, and I have a hunch that this thing is already mostly put together, so assembly on this should be pretty easy. Yeah, assembly on this bike is simple. The front wheel is already on. The handlebars are already on. One pedal is already on. I've just got to pull it out of the box, put on the other pedal, put on the seat, and it's going to be assembled. I like that. Pulling it out of the box was amazing. This thing is super lightweight, so if you want a folding portable bike, this might be a decent choice. It's not going to be as powerful and as capable as a lot of other bikes out there on the market, but as far as ease of portability, this thing nailed it. Alright, here is my favorite thing about this bike. Normally, to access this trail, we got to go over there, up the road, around a curve, and stay on the road for quite some time. Or we can just go across, carry the bike up over the railroad track, and make our way that way. Normally, that's what I do. So what I do like about this one is I can just ride it over there. And I tell you right now, it's not going to make it up this hill. Even with a run at it, it is not going to make it up this hill. So at this point, I can just reach down, grab it, and carry it up and over. Nothing to it. Now what I don't like about this bike out the gate is that you have to pedal it a little bit before you can give it throttle. So, or just kick it and get the back wheel rolling. Basically, they took a scooter motor and scooter controller and slapped it on a bike and turned it into an e-bike. Boy, the wind just picked up. And the bike comes configured in kilometers per hour, not miles per hour. The way you change that is through the Tuya smart home app, which it's for, like, you know, your smart coffee pots and smart toasters and smart paper clips and things like that. But I assure you, it does recognize this e-bike as well. I don't like that you have to use an app to configure it, and I really don't like that I have to register an account to use the app. So that's a point down there. Anyway, I'm going to go down there. There's a mile marker, which will put us 1 mile away from where I'm going. So we're going to ride down a mile, come back a mile, put 2 miles total on this bike, and see what kind of range we get, which I don't imagine it's going to have great range because it's got these tiny little wheels and a 7.8 amp hour battery. Basically, this thing is going to be more of a campground hopper. It's not a performance machine. Okay, so this mile marker here puts us at exactly 1 mile away from Eagle Hill down here. So we're going to take off. I'm going to start off in pedal assist level 1, but I am not pedaling this thing. As short as it is and as short as the pedal stroke is, it is very difficult to pedal. But we're going to start off pedal assist level 1. See how fast it can take us with throttle only. I mean, I can pedal now, but boy, it's not really doing much of anything. So it looks like pedal assist level 1, 2, and 3 all do the same thing. This thing has a top speed of 16 miles per hour, and I'm not going to test this thing against GPS to confirm the accuracy of the speedometer. It really does feel like 16 miles per hour, and nobody's buying this thing as a high performance speed demon anyway. So yeah, it looks like assist levels mean nothing. 1 is the same as 3. I am going to go down to, or I'm going to go up to level 2. Hold the throttle. Yeah, we're at the same speed, 16 miles per hour. And you just heard a beep. That's cruise control. That's something else you can turn on in the app. So I'm going to let loose of the throttle now. And as you can see, we're still holding 16 miles per hour. And let's go on up to level 3 just to try it out. Now, when I went up to level 3, it canceled the cruise control. That's interesting. Let's listen for the beep. Cruise control is set. So yeah, 16 miles per hour. There is 1 level assist in this. Levels 1, 2, and 3 basically don't make any difference whatsoever. Anyway, I'm just going to ride on down to Eagle Hill, and then once we get there, we'll do a hill climb test. It is not much of a hill. I can tell you right now, this thing is not going to be a great hill climber. This thing is, you know, it's lightweight, it's portable, and it's a fun little like grab and go zippy bike to throw in your car for vacation, things like that. And it's something that's going to be great for campground hopping and maybe just quick little runs down to the dollar store with your backpack to grab like a box of macaroni and cheese or something. But it is really not a long distance commuter. It's more of just a fun little grab and go appliance. I do feel a bit like a clown riding this bike. I'm way too big for this bike, but it's fun to ride in small doses. I wouldn't want to ride it for very far. So yeah, I am 5'10", 190 pounds, and I am way too big for this bike. This is, oh my God, these tall T-handles and these little wheels doesn't make it easy to handle. So I would really like to put the camera down and get 2 hands back on these handlebars as soon as possible. Yeah, that's sketchy. All right, we're coming up on Eagle Hill now, and we came up on that pretty quickly. We covered a mile fairly fast at 16 miles per hour. So I'm going to do a full stop now. Now, look at the railroad tracks and then look at the hill over here. This isn't much of a hill, but the action camera is going to make it flattened out a lot more than it actually is. It's going to make it appear to be a lot flatter. There's not much of a hill here, and this bike is really not going to be made for climbing hills that are much more challenging than this one. But here we go. I am going to take off from a dead stop, throttle only. I am not pedaling. And boy, we are climbing this hill very slowly. But again, I weigh 187, and it kicked into cruise control at 8 miles per hour. Here is our eagle. That eagle is the 1 mile mark from where we started. And we are going to turn around now and head back. So we just dropped to 4 bars out of 5. I was about to say that we are still at 5 bars on our energy meter, 5 being 100%. But we just dropped to 4 bars out of 5, and we've come 1 mile. So I would guess that this thing is not going to be able to take you very far. Like I said, it's a 7.8 amp hour battery. This is more of a hop on the bike and run down to the campground store, grab a few things, and head back. It is definitely not a long range all day kind of bike. I'm going to ride back. It's holding 15 miles per hour now, whereas it was holding 16. But I'm going to ride back at top speed, and when we get back to our 1 mile mark, which that'll be 2 miles total, I'll see where we're at for our energy level. All right, here we are back to the beginning. That is 2 full miles on the dot. We are at 4 bars out of 5 still, so I would imagine you're going to be able to get about 5 to 7 miles of range out of this bike if you weigh around the same as what I do. If you weigh less, you're probably going to get more, and if you weigh more, you're going to get less. And it does actually seem like we covered those 2 miles fairly quickly. I'm pretty impressed with how fast that went by, but I do a lot of long range riding, so doing 2 miles really doesn't feel like it was that far, and this little bike covered it pretty quickly. Again, that is at 15-16 miles per hour. It is a 36 volt 350 watt motor, so it is not very powerful, but for as little as it is and for what it weighs and for as small as the wheels are, it does feel kind of peppy. For a battery update, I carried it back up over the tracks, rode down the hill and back to the van here, and we are down to 3 bars out of 5. So a range beast, this is not. So there she is. She's a very small bike, very easy to lift, not much of anything to it. I do like the seat. The seat is very cushy, and for a bike that's this cheap, It's not a bad seat at all. The pedals are there, kind of long pedal arms. It's kind of hard to pedal. It also does have folding pedals, so you can fold those in, and this is the folding mechanism for the stem. You push this red button in, pop that out, and then the stem folds down like that. And there is what the bike looks like when it's folded up. To give it a little bit more portability, you can even drop the seat. As far as seat height goes, if you're a really big, tall rider, this is not going to be the bike. As I said, it has a 7.8 amp hour 36 volt battery that sits right here. It is not easy to take out and put back, so you do need to take the bike where you're going to charge it. The nice thing is the bike's not very big, so that's pretty easy to do. So when you turn the bike on, the headlight is off. Tap the power button one more time. That turns the headlight on. And it also has a tail light. Does the tail light function as a brake light? Yes, it does. It flashes. Speaking of brakes, we have line-driven disc brakes here, and they're pretty small, but they're plenty powerful enough to stop this small bike. Matter of fact, you don't want to stop this bike too fast because you will fly over the handlebars if you do. This is our controller box here. It is weather protected. Here's our plastic rear fender. We've also got a plastic front fender, and it looks like the rear fender is maybe missing a reflector or something that goes in there. It wasn't in the box. Everything that you saw that was in the box is here. It didn't even come with an owner's manual. So on the website, it does show a picture of a basket that you can get to mount on the back of this bike, so maybe that has something to do with that. Really, that's it. It's a pretty simple bike, but simple is not always a bad thing. If you're using this bike for how it was intended, maybe campground hopping, things like that, it's going to be a fun little bike for that, but I wouldn't expect much out of it beyond that.